Good evening everybody, this is Sharmistha Mohanty. I'm from KIIT and sorry if I'm going to bore you to death because I'm like the epitome of stage fright, and because of Sipun Bhai I'm here. And it was like last month Sipun Bhai. Okay. Alright, it's a gathering. It's a gathering, and it's still a gathering. So my voice does funny things to me when I speak in front of a car. Leave it. And because of Sipun Bhai, I'm here. Last month he sent me a link to Phil K's spoken word poetry, and it really moved me. I wanted to be like him. I wanted to perform it. It really inspired me. So Sipun Bhaiya, if I screw this up, don't get mad. I know you'll not, and this is for you.
Okay, we are ready to cry.
Yes. Love, I'm not a person of flesh and bones. I used to be one, not long ago, but now, not anymore. I'm a person who has been bruised and broken. They thought of me as a crude rock whose rough edges had to be filed down, not caring that the friction needed for my perfection was tearing my flesh and draining my blood. They failed. I was too brittle, they complained. They tried to sculpt me into art, but I was too breakable. Every time the hammer struck me, I wanted to rip my heart out so that I could finally stop struggling for breath. I could not be molded into anything of value, so they dumped me into the trash after bleeding me dry and crushing my bones to hips. Do not doubt my words, love, for if you plunge a knife into my heart, you will not find blood, but ink. Pungent ink that I have dyed red from the borrowed color of the rafflesia which my life has always been, and infused them into my veins so that I could feign being alive. I'm that very line that separates black from brown, dying from merely existing. Love, you're confused. You ask me, why have I changed? Why have I fashioned myself into this whole new person whom your heart even fails to recognize? I have changed because I have had to support myself up from the bathroom floor and convince myself to trade a shiny piece of metal with a look into my own eyes in the mirror. I've had to plead, to beg myself to stay still and hold on to this mere existence by stifling my screams and repeating within the four cold damp walls that I matter, over and over and over again till my heart finally convinced itself to believe this. Understand that I've had to burn bridges that I once held dearer than my very own breaths, and I don't know how to build them back. I felt ashamed because I do not know how to lay brick upon brick while blindly searching for any sort of connection to the being that I was. Help me, love, be the mason and I'll be a spade. Build me a bridge to the past, for I do not want to be the person who'd rather get amazed by the tint of the setting sun on the canopy of the trees than assure my loved ones over and over again about how much they matter to me. You fell in love with my demons, love. I have somehow mustered enough strength to push them behind a closed door, but know that the door lies unlocked, unbolted. It remains ajar with the sheer force of my will, but like hearts, will sometimes falters too. These demons at times they rush out the door and they start haunting me with renewed sense of hunger. I'm like covered in sharpness through and through. I'm bleeding out. I keep waiting, wanting to scream, but no sound escapes my throat. The pain becomes unbearable and the silence deafening. I look at my shoulders and they look bludgeoned underneath the weight of my past. They keep bleeding. I do not know what to do. I keep looking around for anything at all that would help me release the screams that keep exploding soundlessly inside my head, and my eyes land upon a quill. I dip it into the ink that spills from my shoulder and soak a piece of paper with words that I need to yell out loud. In these moments, my selfish self does not think of you, love. It is rendered incapable of doing anything at all but bleeding on the paper. And if you ask me, dear love, to choose between you and the ink, I know not of any reply. What reply would you expect if you ask a blind man to choose between his ears and his walking stick, one being an asset and the other a necessity for survival? I do not know how to assure you, my love. I do not know how to urge you to delve deeper into the sincerity in my eyes when I look at you. Should I remind you of the first time that we met? Me standing still and you walking towards me in that white shirt. Do you still remember me running and throwing myself into your arms? Should I confess it was the safest I'd felt in years? Should I talk about the way you laugh, or do the green with a childish twinkle in your eyes?